for coming out. I want to remind you a couple things about the tower. So the city bought this in 2014. It was a blighted, abandoned property, and at that point the city had decided to make this city hall. We're a year into construction right now, and we've got about a year to go. I think it's important to note that this is a $64 million project for the citizens of Lubbock that did not require a tax increase. It is also a catalyst project for downtown redevelopment. I think you will see that as this building opens up. The other important thing to note is Lee Lewis and our architects and our staff and our Council Facilities Committee, which I chair, is made up by the Mayor Pro Tem and Councilwoman Latrell Joy, who's not here. We work all the time to make sure we find savings to guarantee delivery of this project within budget. Right now, this project's running about $800,000 under budget. What you're standing on here is a brand new slab that's been poured over what was an old mechanical area of the building originally, better utilizing this space for what will become our IT department. So what you are in now is sometimes what I call LP&L, it's operations or the utility billing system. It's utility billing center. You can see that there's some plumbing and HVAC work been done in here. You'll see there's an atrium cut right here that'll bring light down into the facility. There'll be parking in a retail center above us here. There'll be an elevator to transport people from ground floor down to this level.
As I understood it, I think it will never be talked.
Let me point out a couple of things while we're standing right here. Now we're back on top of what we were when we were below the utility billing center for LP&L. Again, there will be a building built on top of this for customers to come in and interact with LP&L. There are also some training rooms built into this building for city employees. Behind me, you'll see the completion of the removal of the parking garage. I would remind you that the parking garage was in a state that it was really not repairable. And so we made a decision as a council to remove that, and you will see surface parking for citizens to come in and interact with City Hall here. There will be some green space where you're standing right here. We're in the early stages of determining what that will look like. This building here to the west is what's considered the old WorkSource building. The city owns that, and that will become municipal court. Behind you is what will eventually be the elevators, and so that elevator shaft has been cleaned out. There is a freight elevator that it goes in on that end of the. This is the freight elevator. This is the freight elevator right here. We're on the 7th floor. This would be engineering, or what was also would be known as public works. This is a mid-century building, and we're trying to do everything we can to utilize the architecture and the structure of that type of building, and you're going to see the exposed columns. Those columns are finished. When you come into this building, that's the column you're going to see. The other thing you're going to see is we've opted to polish this floor, and taxpayers don't need to be paying for carpet over and over. You'll see some carpeted spots, but this is the way the floors are going to be, polished concrete. You're able to see some of the structures, the walls come up. We've already got the water sprinkler system plumbed in. It's nice to have the windows up. If you've been up here without the windows, it's a little spooky. On this end, you see the new fire escapes being installed. Back to the west, I'll call your attention to the elevator shafts again, both the freight and the personnel elevators. You can see the floor plans. If you have any questions, let us know. We'll spend a few minutes up here. We're available for interviews and questions, and then that'll conclude the tour.